o'clock Thursday. Guess what time it is?
Hockey time.
Time for the only full-time hockey show in the state of Iowa.
Drop the puck. Drop the gloves.
Drop the gloves. Drop the stick.
Have
Drop the guy you're across from.
Have you ever gotten into a fight like right off the bat? I never have.
No, it usually takes a while to get me going.
Yeah. I usually don't have a grudge that much against a person. It's, you know what I mean? That's usually would be a grudge. There's been times I fought probably in the first 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Yeah. And it was usually like someone that did something to one of my teammates the game before or something stupid like that.
Yeah. Hey, you guys wonder what you're doing. You're listening to the other state of hockey on 1350 ESPN. Derek and Frank here, just like we are every stinking Thursday. 5 o'clock drive time. Hands at 10 and 2. Sit back. Don't scream at the steering wheel. Be nice to your neighbors. And listen to the best, and only hockey talk in the state of Iowa. We challenge others. If there's others out there who want to talk about this, come on with it.
Let's do it.
But for now, we're experts.
Please take my job and my pay.
Hey, that's actually a pretty good point. I like to bring up something. We always talk about starting the show, who we are, why we're doing this, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We refer to
kind of
ourselves,
redundant, but I like it.
We refer to ourselves as amateur professionals or professional amateurs or whatnot. We started this as doing a podcast, and just two guys that kind of got together and wanted to talk about hockey, and people liked the way we bantered last year at our first time on the radio.
Yep. Then we brought Maddie into the mix.
But just want to make sure everyone understands. We're doing this because pure for love of the game. You hear all that all the time from athletes and for love of the game. That's easy to hear from a guy making 6 and 7 figures playing sports. We're doing this as a side thing. I wouldn't say side job because
it's a hobby.
A job would imply it pays.
Right.
This is takes a great amount of personal investment from us.
Yes.
In time, energy, and effort. Sometimes just to get up, right? But this is a labor of love. Wow, that does not sound corny in the least.
Yeah, right.
But we do this because we love our sponsors, we love our audience, we love our sport.
And the game of hockey owes me nothing in the world, but I owe it a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
It has taught me it's opened doors for me for job opportunities.
Yep.
And the friends that I have that are, from the end all the way down to the East Coast to, it is amazing what hockey has done for me. So I'm just paying back.
Yeah.
We know that we need it. We kept saying too, we always wanted to have a better hockey market.
Yeah.
And we can't just keep saying, well, they should do this, they should do that.
We're part of they.
Yeah, we're part of they, so let's do something.
Exactly. So this sport, we talk about, it's bringing us the great people that we've encountered over the years.
Yes.
And actually, one of the greatest people that I've encountered through this sport, unfortunately, he decided to leave the planet early, and I'm actually just firmed up my travel plans to go home and save my last, send him off for his last shift, as it were.
Was it a hockey guy?
Hockey guy.
Oh, he's Canadian, right? So
Canadian boy. Mm-hmm. We called him Jimmy. We called him Jag. We called him. His real name was James Austin Grushy. Probably one of the most colorful souls I've ever encountered on the face of the planet. There'll probably never be another guy like this. He was my brother. He was my hockey friend. We played together, played against each other.
Mm-hmm. You ever drop the gloves on him?
No, I'd be afraid to. He was tough, but he was dirty. But anyways,
I like this guy.
Love this guy. Anyways, brother, you're listening to me somewhere. See you this weekend. But anyways, we're here to spread the word. And this weekend, actually, with everything going on, this is a great weekend in Des Moines hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Great weekend. And according to the local media, it was an average weekend, apparently, because Saturday night, all they were talking about was stuff that happened Friday night about ISU getting eliminated. Mm-hmm. So Saturday night on the 10 o'clock news, turn on Channel 13 as I usually do. And
12 stories about the elimination.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let off the news. It was in the sports news. There was a little blurb in there about, they did actually have half-decent game highlight in there from that game, from the Wild game. I'll give them that.
Okay.
And they did do a little blurb on the Stanley Cup with
yes.
a little interview with Phil. I'll get into Phil here in a bit. But very little. Guns N' Hoses game happened Saturday. One of the biggest single charity things. The cops themselves had a huge personal loss this weekend.
And came out right after that. I mean, it was
right.
Only a couple hours.
Exactly. We came up. We had a moment of silence. I'm still wearing my armband from that game.
Me too.
Look at that. But this wasn't mentioned. So we're here to call these guys out. We know we're going to call Murphy out all night because we know he's not listening. But the same goes for anyone else. We are challenging these guys. Pay attention to our sport.
Call any of them chumps out.
This sport generates as many professional athletes for this state as any other sport. Okay? Wrestling doesn't count because it's not a real sport. It's fine to have. I won't say it's not a real sport. It's not a sport that goes on to professional ranks.
Right.
You can't come out of ISU and then go off to WWE or whatever. It's not a developmental. But as far as basketball, football, baseball, this sport generates as many professional athletes.
And it's all, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, because when you get them cornered, and you corner one of the sports guys here in town, they, oh, really, I am a hockey guy. I grew up in Minnesota.
Yeah. But they don't want to hear, they're telling me that this is what they want to hear.
Right. And it's all laziness. Just because you're from Minnesota don't mean you're a hockey person. I mean,
No.
you cut me a break. But
I'm from Canada. I hate winter, okay? He said, "Oh, you're from Canada. You must like winter."
I love hockey and I hate Canada.
I've been kicked in the groin before. It doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah.
But anyways.
It's pure laziness on their part.
Yep.
And they think because every person that went there graduated from Iowa State and Iowa, so they're all, it's the big football, and I get it. Look, I'm a huge Eagles fan. I mean, a diehard Eagles fan, so I get, but there's other sports being played, and there's other sports that are growing. Roller hockey is the fastest growing sport in the country, in our region right now. Fastest growing sport.
Yeah.
And our travel teams leave this weekend to go play in Kansas City. They were supposed to do all these stories about us because they're
Nothing. So
2-time national champs defending our title again this year.
Yep.
Nothing.
Girls softball gets more time. Which nothing to say anything about girls softball. Anyways, help us. We're trying to drive this sport. It is a year-long sport. It is a passion we have. We know you guys are out there. We know you're listening. We talk to you guys all the time around the rinks. So, anyways, there's our rant. There's what we're about.
I like it. We start off the show with every rant.
I know. So, you're listening to the other state of hockey. Other sport of hockey. Wow.
Yeah.
The other state of hockey, 1350 ESPN. Getting right to the business of hockey like we always do.
Do it.
Doing the 3 stars.
Drop them.
Phil Kessel is the number 3
Go,
star for Pittsburgh.
Even though he's a Canadian. Even though he's
he's
American boy.
American.
No. I meant to say even though he's a Penguin.
Yes.
But he is an American boy, yeah.
Yes, he is. I think he's an often mismaligned guy. And actually there was a poll came out this week saying he was the most underappreciated guy in the sport. I actually tend to believe that. I mean, you think all the crap he got in Toronto, all the nonstop. These guys were merciless on him. But when you look back at his 10 years in Toronto, he had the 4th most points of anybody in the NHL during that time. Now, I can name off 3 guys that I know that were ahead of him. I guarantee you guys like Malkin, it's Crosby, and Ovechkin ahead of him. So this guy never got his respect. Yeah, he's not the greatest athlete. Yeah, he doesn't kill penalties. Yeah, he doesn't, he doesn't like playing. He's not as defensive a player. He is higher, does his job. He goes out, scores goals, makes pretty assists. I don't know if you saw any of his highlights over the weekend. He made an absolute beautiful feathered saucer pass that I guarantee you there's probably 6 guys in the NHL that could make. So anyways.
And one from men's league, this guy right here.
So he led the league with 5 assists last week, total of 7 points. Not a bad game. He had a career game. He had a 5-point game against Detroit. 4 assists and a goal for a total of 5 points. He had a goal and assist against Ottawa. Overtime winner against the Rangers. I can't even remember writing.
Did he beat Ottawa though? Because everyone's beating Ottawa right now. Everyone's beating Ottawa right now.
Yeah, actually, I think they're getting it tonight. Actually, as I saw on the way in. But he's honest. He reached the 50-point plateau for the 8th time in his career. That's not much to sneeze at. Mm-mm. You can't call a guy underperforming when he generates those kind of numbers.
I mean, and I think too, he might not be all the pressure guy. Like if there's there's people that go in and can take all that, but he was getting all the pressure. Everything was all eyes on him.
Yeah.
And now you're going over to somewhere where it's not. He can he's still on the first line. Yeah, do his thing.
And he's supporting that Pens team that does not have Malkin right now. They're solid the way they're rolling right now.
Yes, they are.
So he's not the sexiest player. He's not the face of a franchise, but he does his
his mom would say different.
Yeah, probably.
Not that he's sexy, but that he's good looking.
I'd certainly hope.
It's a little thick.
Second star of the week. I know we're moving through our time here. Brian Elliott, goaltender for St. Louis Blues. Actually, a tandem of Elliott and I've forgotten the other guy there. He's from St. John, New Brunswick. Anyways, we'll talk about him in a second. But back-to-back shutouts for him against San Jose and Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Now, the game against Vancouver only had 15 saves, but
wow,
yeah, no kidding. Still, he came back after finally getting back into the crease, beat San Jose, which is not an easy team right now this time of the year. So he's got a franchise high 4-game shutout streak going right now. This team does.
How long has that team been together now? I mean, same old core guys, right?
Yeah. I mean, essentially they have. Now, I will say this shutout streak finally did end the other night, but for a team at this point in the year to have a 4-game shutout streak is unreal. Mm-hmm. Defensively, they're playing lights out. So, yeah, they're burying guys, but, man, I tell you what, you cannot have enough hot defensive and goaltending right now at this point. I'm
trying to think of who their main defenseman is. I think it's that Russian kid.
Russian kid.
Yeah, he has an O at the end of his name or something. I don't know. But I'll look that up. But for them, that's defense. It's all defense right there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the funny thing. You talk. Who are the guys on that team? I don't know. There's Elliott and the Steen and a couple other guys. Backus or some other guys. But that's about it. But really, it's the same bunch of guys that have been together forever. St. Louis has clinched, so this is a very important time for these guys to get hot. Like we said. First star, Maddie's over there waving at us, but we're going to finish the 3 stars.
Yeah, we are. Don't be bossing us around, Maddie.
I know, just because she pays the bills and keeps us on task. She's our babysitter. Yeah. All right, first star of the week, Minnesota, left winger, Zach Parise.
Yes. Yeah, you got a week.
7 points, 3 games played. So this has helped Minnesota to their 5th consecutive win. And pretty much the way they've been playing now, they've got themselves cemented into that second wild card spot. We'll talk about
all coaching. All coaching.
Cool. The turnover. We'll talk about that. The turnaround.
Yes.
It's his 3rd hat trick of the season. Only the 5th of his career. So this is a career season for him.
Wow.
He's helping them put up they beat Colorado 4-0. They've got like a 5-point lead right now in Colorado. Virtually an unsurmountable lead given the amount of games that are left here. This is his 8th career 20-goal season. 3rd straight. So I think he likes playing in Minnesota. I think so. All right.
We'll listen to Maddie. Let's
we gotta go pay some bills. So we'll let Maddie go run some commercials.
Put the knife down, Maddie.
That's right. You guys will come right back. We are listening to 1350 ESPN, the other state of hockey.
This is Jordan from Flat Tire Center. There sure are a lot of places to buy tires. You can go to a warehouse club or the mega We Sell Everything superstore, or you can go to one of those anonymous websites. The same guy who sold you soap yesterday magically becomes a tire professional today, or the online tire advisors at a call center in who knows what country. We've been living, working, and driving in central Iowa for more than 50 years. Are you sure those other stores know what they're doing? Do you think they even care? If you need tires, come to Flat Tire Centers. That's flat with 2 T's because you too should ride on a flat.
Hey, this is Frank Mink, and if I had a first-round draft pick of realtors, I'd take Jen Stambro.
Through my mortgage background and over 10 years of selling real estate in the Des Moines area, I have come to realize that my clients are my passion. Whether selling or buying your first or your 10th home, let me help you take the stress out of the process. I would love the opportunity to talk with you or someone you know that is looking to buy or sell a home. You can reach out to me by email at jen@jenstambrorealestate.com. And Frank, that's spelled STANBROUGH. jen@jenstambrorealestate.com.
Go where the action is. Your Des Moines Buccaneers, the continuous home of hockey in the Metro for over 36 years, are back. Come catch the hard-hitting action as the next NHL stars take the ice at Buccaneer Arena. For a complete schedule of dates and promotions, visit buckshockey.com. Come for the entertainment, stay for the game.
Are you trying to take your game to the next level? Have injuries or performance plateaus slowed you down? Let Dr. Gary Bowman and the Active Wellness Performance Lab get you on the right track. In the Performance Lab, they are using hospital-grade performance testing, cutting-edge strength programs, and detailed nutrition coaching all under one roof. Their program blends elite strategies from rehabilitation and sports medicine with top-level strength and conditioning. Check out the website for more information at activewellnessonline.com. That's activewellnessonline.com.
Hey kids, why do you like going to the Iowa Wild games?
Crash! The t-shirt toss. I like Chuck-a-Puck.
Crash always gives me a high five.
It's fun catching t-shirts from the cannon.
The goal horn when we score!
There's something for everyone with Iowa Wild Hockey at Wells Fargo Arena. Check out iowawild.com for the full season schedule, including a full list of giveaway nights and promotions for the family. Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Hi, Joe Smith here from Leaf Guard Exteriors. We suggest you stay off your ladder and let us take care of your gutters. We'd love to come out and show you why Leaf Guard's patented seamless one-piece design is the best on the market. The only one with the good housekeeping seal, and Leaf Guard is guaranteed never to clog or will clean your gutters for free. Call us today and get 50% off installation labor on a new Leaf Guard brand gutter system. 599-1675. That's 599-1675.
Hey, Iowa, you're back. Other State of Hockey, Frank and Derek, just like every Thursday. And actually, we think about, this being Thursday evening. A little bit of an inside secret. It's actually for us really Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Just because this is the way that we're doing this show right now.
Why are you giving away our secrets?
Well, I'm giving it away because I want to lead into it a little bit.
Okay.
I was on the way over here, and as I usually like to listen to the satellite radio, I love my NHL network.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to probably one of my favorite sportscasters to cover a hockey game, probably one of the best voices of the game, Anaheim Ducks radio guy Steve Carroll.
Love him.
Former Flyer color guy.
Yep.
TV guy.
Bucks guy.
Yes, former Bucks.
Did I steal that thunder from you?
No.
Okay.
No. Former Cubs, iCubs, and Drake.
Wow.
I remember actually being down at Judge Roy Beans when he used to be downtown Court Avenue. They had the old team pictures, and we used to call him Gomez because he kind of looked like Gomez Adams all the time. But actually, I got to know him when we were in New Orleans. He was our radio guy down there as well.
Yeah, I thought you were going to have him on the show.
We need to talk about our connections because I thought I had his number, and it turns out I don't. But
I'll get it.
Anyways, just love the way this guy calls a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the voice. He doesn't, Now, I was just kind of thinking, who are your favorite all-time announcers?
Well, it got to be Gene Hart first. Gene Hart was a big classic. He was the guy that did the Flyers games all through the Stanley Cups. Now we have Jim Johnson.
Yeah,
I like him. I like the guy from Vancouver. He used to do all the video games too.
Jim Houston.
He was always the voice of the video games.
Yes,
and I liked him too.
I will give you, Jim Houston is probably one of the best guys. He does a lot of Sportsnet games.
And now there's someone I think you don't like, and I'm trying to. He does the Devils. He started with the Devils. He does all the NBC games.
Doc Emmerich.
I like him.
I absolutely cannot stand him.
I like him a lot.
He hit the same couple of
with the shot.
He's no more involved in the game. My favorites, Danny Galvin, of course, growing up as a Canadiens fan.
Yeah.
He just had a very colorful way of describing a game. My all-time favorite, you're going to have to look this one up, Dan Kelly. He was not on CBC. He actually did a lot of work with CTV and whatnot. But back when the old Canada Cup series, when you go back to like 88 or 87, whenever it was, when they beat the Russians for the last time in the Canada Cup series, the goal that was Gretzky passed it back to Lemieux. Lemieux tore it past the top left-hand corner of the goaltender. That's probably one of the most magical moments I think I ever remember watching in a hockey game.
Yeah.
And
I don't have any of them yet.
Yeah. Anyways, Dan Kelly. Talking about guys that don't like, there's a couple of guys I really, really can't stand.
Guys you can't stand.
Guys, who can't you stand calling a game?
Easy. Boston, first guy. I forget his
Anyone
name.
from Boston.
No, the announcer. He's the worst homer I've ever. He is the worst, absolute worst homer.
I can take a homer, but it's just the way.
He just talks trash.
Yeah.
Here's one thing where this is in the same game I'm watching, and 3 Flyers somehow get on top of. No, it wasn't even Flyers. It was like a Rangers Bruins game, and so 3 Rangers get on some Bruin who started a fight. So they're kind of, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they can't fight 1-on-1." Blah blah blah. I swear to you, not. The second period comes around, something almost similar happens, but it's 3 Boston guys, and what's he say? You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. You know, like,
oh yeah, I know.
It just all the time. The word, and then
I know the exact guy. It's the guy with the stash. I've forgotten his name. I could care less what his name is.
His
but
voice drives me up a wall, and then Buffalo's announcer. I like him sometimes, but
I know who you're talking about. Rick Jenneret.
Yeah,
he ends up. He looks like at the end of the game, looks like he's half drunk. He's the guy who did the Mayday call.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not much for
that's
him
my
either.
that's my 2 that I really can't stand.
So there's more art than science, and there's guys out there that will tell you that there's some guys that really have a good knack for the way they paint the picture.
I like Pittsburgh. I like their announcer.
I know the guy.
I mean, he's not
scratch my back with a hacksaw guy.
So it's not just because of the team. I mean, really, it's because of the way they are.
Yep. But anyways, we were just finished. We were kind of stretched out going on the 3 stars.
Yes.
Well, I want to give a shout out to, I think, the unsung hero of the week. I think probably could have been the 4-star if we want to call it that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Devin Dubnyk. The reason I call him up Dubnyk is that despite all of what's going on with Minnesota right now, in his last 7 games, 6-0-1, quietly establishing, and he struggled he had struggles this season, but has managed to put his focus back together. And I'm sure the coaching change and the way the boys are playing is certainly helping him up front. But man, you can't have enough deep goaltending right now this time of the year.
Yeah, Minnesota they're not out of it yet.
Oh no, by far not.
Yeah,
no, they're cemented right now. As far
they're
as in. They're not formally. They've got a 5-point lead on Colorado right now, with about 5 games left. So it would take a pretty good sized collapse.
Yeah,
like a UNI kind of collapse. Wow, too soon?
Yeah, too man.
All right.
Well, anyway, at least, hey, you know what? Maybe people will listen to because we're talking about UNI basketball.
Could be. Hey, there you go.
There you go.
All right, that's all the time we're going to give.
Let's do a news break. Let's talk basketball.
That's right. By the way, basketball, another Canadian sport. All right. In the news, happy 88th birthday to number 9, Mr. Hockey.
He looks great.
Gordie Howe.
He looks great.
He actually did.
He did.
I was quite surprised. I mean, you hear the stories about how hard the last couple of years have been on. He's got dementia. We know that.
So do I.
Yes, exactly. He's had 2 major strokes. There for a while, they had him given up for dead, pretty much. I mean, he couldn't speak, couldn't walk, couldn't talk, he had relied on people for all of his activities of daily living. He was complete invalid.
I know, yeah, and I know people always talk about, like, if I'm like that, pull the plug. Derek, I'm here to tell you right now, don't pull the plug, right? Tell everyone in the world, don't pull the plug on me if I'm like, I want to.
Maddie, you got that? Pull the plug?
I want to live.
Yep.
Even if you're changing my diapers, I want to live. Just so I have people changing my diapers. I don't remember from a baby, so I want to live back to my childhood.
Yeah. So anyways, for his birthday, his son, Mark, which we talked about, former Flyer. I figured I'd give you a little plug there. Told his dad, he said, Dad, what do you think for your birthday? We take you to a Red Wings game. Now, Gordie has not been out publicly much in the last 3-4 years at least. And Mark said that he made a mistake telling him the night before because he was so excited to go. He didn't sleep. He didn't do anything or talk about anything else other than how excited he was to go to this game. Now, it's great to see Mr. Hockey, the legend. He was up walking around. They went down. He had a birthday cake for him down at the Zamboni entrance.
Yeah, you should have heard what's going on in the green room.
He was up walking around, waving to people. Just great to see him around. We know he's not the same, but he is definitely an original and legend for all time.
And the whole place sang happy birthday.
Yeah, 20,000 plus. Yep. And they managed to beat the Sabres 3-2 just for him, I guess. But I don't think it's going to be enough the way they're playing this year. But
I mean, beating the Sabres isn't really a birthday present, more like just a walk.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, number 88 for number 9, Mr. Hockey. Good on you, Gordie. A couple more coming to you, I'm sure. We're going to kick this section over next to our friends at grllaw.com. They are the guys that keep us out of trouble.
Yes, they are.
They are the proprietors of the Oh Crap app. So this segment we call the Oh Crap app section. It's basically talking about guys getting themselves in trouble. So the one that came right out this week, it only happened Tuesday night, Duncan Keith Chicago Blackhawks, Mr. Iron Man. We've talked a lot about him, the amount of ice time that he logs, and how important he is to their success. Tuesday night, playing in Minnesota, Charlie Coyle knocked him down on his butt. He was on the flat on his back, looking up at Mr. Coyle. One hand free swung his stick at the side of Charlie's face, made contact with you've seen the video.
I've seen it.
It's a good hard whack.
Yeah.
Deliberate action.
It almost looks like a baby. Like a baby would pop you with a rattle, like just because.
But
he looked like that.
No question. You cannot make a case that was not deliberate.
No, he's trying to say it's not deliberate.
Well,
saying he fell down, and when he fell, his stick went up. That's what he's saying.
Right.
See,
you can definitely tell he was looking straight up at his arm then follows through. Good luck with this, and
not really good luck. I don't want him to have good luck. He should be suspended, and hopefully he should be suspended. And I hope he gets a good bit of time.
He got a match penalty for that for deliberate
Total
intent to injure,
dangerous.
which I think is an absolute right call.
Yes,
indefinitely suspended. Charlie Coyle was cut on the play. He did return halfway through the next period, so they did tape him up and get him back out there.
You know the coaching staff was screaming.
Oh,
Chicago.
I know. Torch had to be losing his mind. The thing is, though,
even the Blackhawks coaches. When a guy comes back after you get a match penalty.
Yeah,
But anyway.
The thing, they didn't score on that 5-minute power play from that, but Coyle could have been significantly injured on that.
Could have lost his eyesight.
He could have lost an eye. Wow, I'm starting to sound like my mother finally.
It's better than a stick in the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. But you think he could have broke his jaw, could have lost some teeth, broke his cheekbone, done some real damage to him. And fortunately for Charlie, he did not. But this is a guy who's
laceration to the face is what he got, right?
He's talking about this, Duncan Keith being an elite player. He's quickly starting to fall into the douchebag category. Dirty, and even dirty players, dare I say, because that's a title that a lot of guys wear.
I don't I watch a good bit of Chicago. I don't consistently see him being a dirty player. There's guys that I see that are consistent.
Oh, I agree with that. But
Cook is one of them.
Don't even start. This is potentially his third suspension. So it will be because he's already suspended by the league until he hears further. In 2014, he was suspended in the playoffs for a game for a stick to the face to Jeff Carter of the LA Kings.
Okay.
And he had a 4 or 5 game suspension when he was elbowed Daniel Sedin, I believe it was one of the Sedin boys, an elbow to the head, of which, like I said, 4-gamer there.
Yeah.
So that's a significant suspension.
We were talking off the air. I think it was Seabrook that did the hit on Backus.
Yes.
Backus.
Yes.
Wakey Backus. That's what they're saying to him. That was brutal. He was terrorizing that whole playoff series.
Yep.
That hit happens, changed the game.
So we talk about how important those two guys are to Chicago's success. As it is now, they're having a hard time defending their own net and scoring goals. And now you're looking at one of your big horse defenseman potentially facing a suspension,
and now
this could be trouble.
I know, even with Crawford, and there's not a lot of scorers. A lot of time they're scored on where it's like a single shot. It's always the third guy in rebounds. It's crazy every time you see their goals.
Yep,
that is back checking.
Yeah. Come on. But the thing you're seeing about this impacting Chicago right now, Crawford actually is out.
Yeah.
He's out. He's got vertigo again, which is a problem. Apparently, he had a latter part of last year. So, of course, you'll never know if it's concussion related or an injury that happened in practice or some other medical condition.
He's allergic to gluten.
I think he's allergic to pucks. He's a great goalie. He just has a problem with pucks. So, you think about this team. They as hot as they were. Now you've got this guy. The rookie of the year, Panarin he's in a slump, especially by his own standards. A team that's not scoring. You're relying on your backup goaltender, and now you've got one of your big horse defensemen. He was offered an in-person suspension hearing, or disciplinary hearing. Sorry, which means he's, according to what we've seen in the last couple of years, he's going to get at least 5-6 games. This is what when they have in person is what they typically get.
Right.
So he's looking at missing the remainder of this season for this cheap shot. And I can't find any fault with it at all.
And hockey being that it's team first.
Yeah.
Team first.
That's selfish, stupid play.
Get your little personal retaliation against somebody. I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of the greatest sports because of that reason.
But retaliation can be, elbow the guy or slash him across the back of the shins after you get a hit from behind or whatever. Not a free baseball swing at the guy's head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That stick, I guarantee you, was moving faster than Brashear's was when he hit McSorley.
No, McSorley hit Brashear.
Yeah. But the stick, I guarantee you that he hit Coyle with was moving faster than Brashear's stick was.
Oh, definitely. That was just a strange hit on that one. It was bad. It's one of those things where I just watched we just did the firefighter game and the police, the Guns and Hoses, and at the end of the game, there's about 2 minutes left. A guy, I'm not going to bring up his names or anything. I don't want to call nobody out.
Garza.
Punched a guy.
Sorry, anybody.
He got checked, and then he went to go pay back, and he punched a guy right in front of the ref. He didn't even punch, he kind of like mugged him more, and right in front of the ref. After it was so selfish.
Yeah,
and he cost his team the win.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that game in a bit here, but we'll come back. We got a ton of stuff to talk about again. And I know Maddie's still waving at us, but we'll come back. And Guns and Hoses is definitely one of the things we'll talk about coming up in the third period. We're almost halfway home with the other state of hockey on 1350 ESPN. Derek and Frank, just like we are every Thursday. Catch us after the break.
This is Jordan from Flat Tire Center. There sure are a lot of places to buy tires. You can go to a warehouse club or the Mega We Sell Everything Superstore, or you can go to one of those anonymous websites. The same guy who sold you soap yesterday magically becomes a tire professional today, or the online tire advisors at a call center in who knows what country. We have been living, working, and driving in central Iowa for more than 50 years. Are you sure those other stores know what they're doing? Do you think they even care? If you need tires, come to Flat Tire Centers. That's flat with 2 T's because you too should ride on a flat.
Hey, this is Frank Mink, and if I had a first-round draft pick of realtors, I'd take Jen Stambro.
Through my mortgage background and over 10 years of selling real estate in the Des Moines area, I have come to realize that my clients are my passion. Whether selling or buying your first or your 10th home, let me help you take the stress out of the process. I would love the opportunity to talk with you or someone you know that is looking to buy or sell a home. You can reach out to me by email at jen@jenstambrorealestate.com. And Frank, that's spelled STANBROUGH. jen@jenstambrorealestate.com.
Go where the action is. Your Des Moines Buccaneers, the continuous home of hockey in the Metro for over 36 years, are back. Come catch the hard-hitting action as the next NHL stars take the ice at Buccaneer Arena. For a complete schedule of dates and promotions, visit buckshockey.com. Come for the entertainment, stay for the game.
Are you trying to take your game to the next level? Have injuries or performance plateaus slowed you down? Let Dr. Gary Bowman and the Active Wellness Performance Lab get you on the right track. In the Performance Lab, they are using hospital-grade performance testing, cutting-edge strength programs, and detailed nutrition coaching all under one roof. Their program blends elite strategies from rehabilitation and sports medicine with top-level strength and conditioning. Check out the website for more information at activewellnessonline.com. That's activewellnessonline.com.
Hey kids, why do you like going to the Iowa Wild games?
Crash! The t-shirt time.
I like Chuck-a-Pop. Crash always gives me a high five.
It's fun catching t-shirts from the cannon.
The goal horn when we score!
There's something for everyone with Iowa Wild Hockey at Wells Fargo Arena. Check out iowawild.com for the full season schedule, including a full list of giveaway nights and promotions for the family. Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Hi, Joe Smith here from Leaf Guard Exteriors. We suggest you stay off your ladder and let us take care of your gutters. We'd love to come out and show you why Leaf Guard's patented seamless one-piece design is the best on the market. The only one with the good housekeeping seal, and Leaf Guard is guaranteed never to clog or will clean your gutters for free. Call us today and get 50% off installation labor on a new Leaf Guard brand gutter system. 599-1675. That's 599-1675.
Good. So welcome back to the other state of hockey. You know, this show is impossible without some of our sponsors, but absolutely. I do not just mention these guys because they're a sponsor. I mean, really, Fuzzy Taco is by far the best place to go. Mm-hmm. Just if you really want like the Mexican plus kind of American, it's just got this awesome atmosphere. It's one of my, it's one of my favorite spots now. I'm at least there two times a week, and that's not fibbing. That's
all day breakfast.
You see, you make me want to go there now. As soon as you say that, I just want to go there.
Isn't the one downtown open late too?
It is open late. It's
like
not open late. Not on weekdays. We'll have to talk to some people. We know some people. We might post some.
Weekends are open to like 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get the drunk crowd. Love it. It's fun.
Real.
So much fun. Great atmosphere down there. Great staff. Great family that owns it and runs it.
Hockey on TV.
Yep, hockey on TV. They're a hockey family. So I'll be traveling with them this weekend. There's some plays on my travel roller team. So
nice.
So yeah, Fuzzy Taco, one downtown right on MLK, and the other one is in Ankeny on I forget the name of it. Delaware
across from that unnamed auto dealership.
And my GPS is set. If I go, it's always one of the two things. So.
That's how Frank gives directions. Right?
It is how I give directions.
Place to eat. We'll talk about another one in a second here.
Yes.
So talking about all the great stuff that happened. You know, we talked about last weekend what a great weekend it was in hockey. We talk about all the time the challenge we have of this not being a hockey market, you know, and we keep proving it wrong. Well, once again, one of the greatest things I think that happened this weekend is the annual Guns N' Hoses game.
Yes.
Happened before the Bucks game.
Yes.
On Saturday.
Had the greatest play-by-play guy.
Very good play-by-play guy. Probably the best in the league.
That's definitely in that league.
One of the two best radio guys in this room, probably.
I would say that. That's not a far stretch.
Yeah, exactly. And but the great thing about this game this year, actually, I think probably was competitive-wise, but it was probably one of the best games.
It was a good game.
Historically. It was a very good game.
It was up and down.
I will say that the Cop starting goaltender sucked. Did struggle to find the puck a lot, but that
goaltender, were screamed a couple times.
Yes, and 2 breaks.
2 breaks. I mean, the first 2 were turnovers in the neutral zone. I mean,
first one I got off my toe. But it was.
Yeah, nobody's seen that.
Yeah, no, I felt it. But anyways, the great thing it was. I mean, as far as talent, this is more than a bunch of guys that just bend ankles and that are first time players. There was a lot of good talent. It was a great pace to the game.
There's definitely a divide there, though. There's some that are still but there's firefighters that I've been playing with for years that have definitely gotten better over the years.
Yeah,
I mean they have to, but it's from skating because some of them couldn't skate that well.
Great atmosphere.
Good
crowd in the stands. I talked to Travis, who was a guest a couple of weeks ago, talking about this. They had the silent auction as well, so what they got from the Jersey auction and things like that. They said the initial toll right now they're looking at over $35,000 was the take this year.
What?
All that went to the benefit of
the other state of hockey.
Blank Children's Hospital. So good bunch of guys, great crowd.
No scraps this year. No scraps.
No scraps. This year, actually, penalties. I think there's only two penalties.
Travis had one. No. Travis didn't go into the boxes.
No.
Yeah, I think it's only 2 or 3.
One late and probably a couple during the game, but
there was a delayed game on somebody. I remember that.
We had one. Cops had one at the end of the first period. But anyways, great game, great crowd, and just great to see that kind of atmosphere in a non-hockey town, huh? So on the weekend we had 2 Bucks games, 2 Wild games, and the frickin' Stanley Cup in the building, and then some of the greatest players in hockey right now are from Des Moines. So let's get past this. Hockey is not. This is not a hockey city. Let's get past all that.
I mean, it's again. I told you that the leagues, when they're looking to move a team in, and they're just trying to see where a market is.
Yep.
They go by adult leagues.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the adult leagues are probably way surpassed. I think the kids youth leagues. But then you got to think there's like mini mites, so maybe they're about. But man, there's a lot of men and a lot of adults, not men.
Yes.
It's a lot of women in those leagues too, and they are awesome.
So, anyways, big thing in the news again. Going back on the old crap app thing, I guess we can talk about this: the concussion class action suit. So we were talking about last week. They were finally the NHL was blocking to get this precluded from litigation, because they said it was something that was covered under their CBA because it was a health and safety issue. The judge that is overseeing this case has started unfreezing a lot of these documents that have been collected by the courts up to this point. We're over, I think, coming up on 300 emails right now. And this mix and match. A couple of these guys are saying that the lawyers that are out there that are reviewing this, the pundits. Some are saying, yeah, this is kind of saying that they knew, but then some of them are saying, well, it really doesn't do anything to support the case.
And how don't you know? How don't you know that there's people getting I know that there's more little logistic stuff, but the point is that players are getting these concussions due to playing the game of hockey.
And it's not good for your health.
And it's not good for your health.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Maddie could have told us that.
Yeah.
I would believe her.
Interesting thing we talked about last week, the players union not wanting to sound in on this and get involved with this, and I didn't sound right to me because, like I said,
I didn't sound right when you told me that. Last I bet you someone fact checked you.
Well, they can still fact check me all they like, but I have that one as sound as a steeple. I'm gonna the PA actually is in some of these emails as mentioning, the NHL was talking about trying to eliminate these quote unquote staged fights.
Yes.
Basically the goon on goon fights and stuff like that.
Right.
So they're not staged. It's not like WWE or anything like that. But basically, they pick the guys to go out and they pick the times that they're going to go out and that kind of stuff. So you can pretty much see it coming. So it's these knuckle busters against knuckle busters. They said if they tried to get rid of that, the PA, every time they tried to get rid of that, the PA kicked up hell about it. Now, because they said it was eliminating jobs for players. I guarantee this is why the PA doesn't want to touch this, because they were doing their own to protect, to keep it in, because they didn't want to have, they were on record as saying it would eliminate jobs of players.
I know. What I would think, and then what I know of players that play, and is that they don't want fighting gone because it helps police the game.
Yeah.
If you have a guy out there just throwing elbows and just totally dirty all the time, and the refs only catching it 2 times the game, there's going to be some price to pay.
Yeah.
And they don't want someone going and fighting and getting kicked out and getting a suspension. So it's just going to keep it a 5-minute penalty.
Yep.
And it's a perfect penalty. It's a major penalty. It's 5 minutes. You don't get out of the box for nothing.
Yep.
So it's a great, it's never going to go away. Bob Ferguson taught me this a long time ago. He said if they took away fighting in hockey, sticks now become weapons.
Oh, yeah.
And he's absolutely right in that point.
These guys are so passionate, so strong, so into and wrapped up into the moment of the game that energy's got to go somewhere.
Right.
That kind of focus
and
has to
everyone on that bench stands up.
Yep.
When there's a fight.
And they talk about fighting being bad for the game. There's 2 things that bring fans out of their seats in the stands. First is a goal.
Yes.
Second is a good scrap.
And first thing, I thought of this the other day. Whenever me and Anthony, if he's watching a game or if one of us is watching a game and the other one's not, first thing we say, did I miss any goals? Did I miss any fights? That's what we say to each other.
Yeah.
Swear every time.
But it's the days gone where you're going to see guys like Rick Rippon and Derek Bugard and Wade Belak going toe to toe against guys like that.
There'll be an AHL.
Right. Now it's guys who are either fourth line guys who are trying to make a job for themselves, but
Gone
are the days of the guy just a sandbag, the guy who's just a meathead going or throwing mitts around.
Because good teams, good coach teams know that if they're going to play they have to play against those guys.
Yep.
You're now playing short. You're now on a power play.
Good luck catching up to them because they're rolling 4 lines. You can't hide someone somewhere.
No, you can't. There is no more hiding people in this sport.
No.
They used to try to hide them as goalies a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Until then, Martin Brodeur. there's always good goalies, but the real athletic goalies started to come out, and that's from everyone got so used to that hiding somebody.
All right, coming back. Let's see, Jimmy Vesey. Big news coming out. You're thinking, who the heck is Jimmy Vesey?
Yeah, who is Jimmy?
He was drafted by the Predators back in 2012. Decided to go to Harvard at the time, so he furthers education. Finished his 4-year stint in Harvard. Of course, the NCAA only allows you that 4 years and done. We talked to Mark Hagel about that when he was at Princeton. Anyways, he's 22 years old now. In the 80 games he played for Harvard, he had 124 points.
Wow.
Not a bad little... I got that backwards. 80 goals in 124 games. Not a bad stint for a college kid. He had never signed his entry-level agreement after he was drafted, so the Predators held on to his rights, but was unable to sign him. Poile did not move him towards around the trade deadline because he was so confident he was going to sign this guy. Anyways, Harvard got eliminated on Friday from the NCAA Frozen Four.
Ooh.
And he was graduating, so he's free to sign with the Predators. He has informed them that he is not going to do so and will start on April 15th as a free agent.
Wow.
Because of the fact he is 22 years old.
Yes.
And he is 4 years since his draft. He is able to declare himself as a free agent.
And why would he not sign with the Predators? That are a good team.
I think, honestly, he's trying to he's listening to his agent. He's trying to capitalize on his stardom at this point. He's the hottest scorer coming out of the college ranks right now. So, be interesting to see how that goes.
Right, and you probably, that's so dumb. I mean, because, look, just go, get a couple, I mean, I understand you can get hurt. And people are going to say, what the heck do I know? But what I know is the game is important enough that you get some playing time. Go play in the NHL. Then see where, But, with these rookies that came out this year, every rookie's going to think they're going to have them years.
And next year's going to be even better class. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is going to be also a big free agent year. So I don't know if I'd want to be in that free agent pool either. I probably would take the safe money at this point, but 6 1, half dozen the other. But
I'll do it for $10.
15 for me.
Yeah.
All right. We're coming up on a hard break here. We're going to come up with the fourth period. I still got a ton of stuff. Once again, I show up here feeling underprepared and still end up having a ton of stuff because we can talk about this stuff all day.
That's what happens when you show up on time.
Exactly. 5 minutes late, right? All right. You're listening to The Other State of Hockey on 1350 ESPN.
This is Jordan from Flat Tire Center. There sure are a lot of places to buy tires. You can go to a warehouse club or the Mega We Sell Everything Superstore, or you can go to one of those anonymous websites. The same guy who sold you soap yesterday magically becomes a tire professional today, or the online tire advisors at a call center in who knows what country. We've been living, working, and driving in central Iowa for more than 50 years. Are you sure those other stores know what they're doing? Do you think they even care? If you need tires, come to Flat Tire Centers. That's flat with 2 T's because you too should ride on a flat.
Hey, this is Frank Mink, and if I had a first-round draft pick of realtors, I'd take Jen Stambro.
Through my mortgage background and over 10 years of selling real estate in the Des Moines area, I have come to realize that my clients are my passion. Whether selling or buying your first or your 10th home, let me help you take the stress out of the process. I would love the opportunity to talk with you or someone you know that is looking to buy or sell a home. You can reach out to me by email at jen@jenstambrorealestate.com. And Frank, that's spelled STANBROUGH. jen@jenstambrorealestate.com.
Go where the action is. Your Des Moines Buccaneers, the continuous home of hockey in the Metro for over 36 years, are back. Come catch the hard-hitting action as the next NHL stars take the ice at Buccaneer Arena. For a complete schedule of dates and promotions, visit buckshockey.com. Come for the entertainment, stay for the game.
Hey kids, why do you like going to the Iowa Wild games?
Crash! The t-shirt time. I like Chuckapop. Crash always gives me a high five. It's fun catching t-shirts from the cannon. The goal horn when we score!
There's something for everyone with Iowa Wild Hockey at Wells Fargo Arena. Check out iowawild.com for the full season schedule, including a full list of giveaway nights and promotions for the family. Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Hi, Joe Smith here from Leaf Guard Exteriors. We suggest you stay off your ladder and let us take care of your gutters. We'd love to come out and show you why Leaf Guard's patented seamless one-piece design is the best on the market. The only one with the good housekeeping seal, and Leaf Guard is guaranteed never to clog or will clean your gutters for free. Call us today and get 50% off installation labor on a new Leaf Guard brand gutter system. 599-1675. That's 599-1675.
You're back with The Other State of Hockey, 1350 ESPN, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock on Thursdays. Don't ever miss it. You will never regret listening to our banter. Yes. Derek and Frank here like we always are. Hey, anyways, I know I give Frank a lot of crap about talking about his stomach. My turn to talk about it now. Felix and Oscars, can't miss it. Merle Hay, we went for Sunday brunch last week.
Both families.
Both of our families. And it was an absolute hog fest. I'll tell you what, anything and everything, I absolutely loved it.
Like right now, I'm not really that hungry. So when you say Hogfest, but I know if I was really hungry and you say Hogfest, I'm like, oh, I want to be there.
I could go. I could do that. But literally, they had omelet bar, and then next to that, spaghetti meatballs, and next to that, French toast sticks and pancakes.
That's all.
And then next to that, a bucket of bacon. I mean, anyways, best place for Chicago style pizza in town. Full menu, full bar, place to have your big events. Lots of TVs on. They got trivia nights. They got special guests. It's the original sports bar before sports bars were cool.
Right.
It's the original location. F&O's right there on Merle Hay, next to Merle Hay Mall.
Yeah. Bring your wife, bring your mistress, whoever. Whatever.
Don't bring them both.
Don't bring them both.
All right. Find them on Facebook. Find them on the internet, felixandoscars.com. Tell Mr. Mark we sent you over there. All right. We keep going on about Des Moines not being a hockey market. Des Moines not a hockey market. Sorry, we can only talk about ISU basketball. So, anyways, we talk about
laziness.
Last weekend. We had a biggest charity game in the central, probably in the state last weekend. Mm-hmm. We had the Bucks played 2 games. The Wild played 2 games. The Stanley Cup was in the building. CJ Smith, kid we talked about before, plays for UMass Lowell, the Riverhawks. Local boy here from Des Moines. We know his family quite well. His cousin, actually, I've played with one of his cousins, and we've coached another one.
Yeah.
And he's was the player of the week, Warrior Player of the Week in the Hockey East, which is probably one of the premier collegiate hockeys. It's the second time this year he's gotten a Player of the Week. I mean, not a hockey market. I mean, he had 4 goals, 2 assists in 2 games.
And, it's funny. Let's talk about hockey market. I should bring this up real quick because it goes back to my sport, roller. This next weekend in Cedar Rapids is their Final Four being played here in Iowa. So all schools from all over the country, because I went to it last year in Kansas City. It was amazing. Yeah. A team from Philly won it. Imagine that. Shocker. But it was the only team that's going to win anything. So, but anyway, I mean, they picked Iowa. Yeah. The committee picked Iowa last year, and it's
not a hockey market, hey?
Not a hockey market.
All right, but go back to CJ. He's only a sophomore, undrafted right now, 16 goals, 11 assists. Not a bad schedule, bad considering they only play 40-game schedule.
Yeah,
that's not a bad tear to be on.
College boy, especially in that division, they want to kill you.
Oh yeah, that's tough hockey. That's beanpot type stuff there. Yeah. Second time that he was Player of the Year or Player of the Week. Good on him. He's a good local boy. And we talk about, this not being a hockey market. We're going to talk a little bit about another guy who got some good accolades. The CCM Player of the Week in the USHL. Yes. A local product. Who was it? By the name of Patrick Grasso.
Ooh, that's our boy.
We've talked about him. We've
had him on the show.
We've had him on the show, friend of the show.
I was with his dad yesterday.
Yep. Magoo is his dad likes to call him, and we'll call him that too.
We'll call him that too.
Yep.
And his sister's a beautiful girl, golf player. They
play her for extraordinary.
Oh, yeah. She was on my team once, thank God.
Yes, she carried me.
Moose. They call her Moose, they still call her Moose, and I love it.
So last weekend, 2 games played, 3 goals and assists, +4 rating. Not a bad week. He led the Bucks sweep in Tri-City for 2 games.
Nice.
First place Tri-City, I might add.
Well, we've had their number all year.
Oh, I know. But he's got 40 points this season, second on the team. He is a small guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about small guys like Marty St. Louis. He's a small guy, and he is not afraid to pay the price.
No. I mean, he doesn't go to hit.
No.
But he definitely, they
he doesn't shy away from it.
No, he doesn't shy away from it. I'm not saying that anyway, but he's not a hitter. He's not a guy that goes out there looking for that. You know?
Exactly. He's not going to wreck anybody, but he's not afraid to take it.
Right.
In 191 games so far in the USHL, he's got 109 points. So that's not bad odds. He's off to for collegiate next year. Mm-hmm. So good for him. We're going to keep a close eye on this cat. Talking about this not being a hockey market, another local product, Chad Costello, guy we talk about.
Yep.
From Urbandale.
Yes.
Urbandale, last I checked, is in the middle of Iowa. Excuse me.
His dad used to ref our games.
Yeah. 95 points so far this season in the East Coast League. How far is number 2 back? 21 points back. Okay? He's a half decent season ahead of the number 2 guy. So we're not producing anything. We have great hockey here, great hockey players. And what can we say? The Quad City Mallards, we talk about them a fair bit as well. They're right now still hanging on to that last playoff spot in their conference. So we're looking to see these guys make a run. And, you think about the other things that have come through here. We talk about the Minnesota Wild, how well they've done because of their turnaround. And the main reason for this turnaround is the local influence here. We gave them our coach. We gave him Torch. John Torchetti got called up. And since he's been up in 22 games, they're 15-6-1. 15-6-1 since he went up. Now, Yossi was there for a long time, and after a while, coaches' messages I think tend to get lost. You get tired of hearing the same guys scream and everything else like that. But
what?
Yeah, I know it's hard to imagine. But he's solidified this team, got them playing hard. 5-point lead on Colorado, as we've talked about.
Right.
To go 15-6-1 right now is a pretty impressive record. So actually, you know me, I love come up with these obscure facts. We talk about the troubles that the Blackhawks have had this year. Mm-hmm. They've eliminated the Wild the last 3 seasons in the playoffs.
Yes, they have.
This season, the Wild have swept every game from them. Every game. They've played them 5 times, and the only point Chicago got was in an overtime loss at home. Now, you go back, you have to go back to 1938-39. Right. It was the first time that Chicago lost every game that season to an opponent that they played at least 5 times.
Now,
would you call that someone owning someone's number?
Yeah, but I wouldn't count my Ducks. I wouldn't count the Ducks hatch when they get to the playoffs.
Yeah. But
I'm going to coin that phrase. Count the ducks until they hatch, because it's better than chickens.
Count your ducks until they hatch?
I love it.
I have no idea what it means, but okay, I can go there.
Ducks hatch.
Ducks do hatch, and they play in Anaheim, right?
That's right.
The last I saw was kicking the crap out of Calgary tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. So what else is going on? Well, we can talk a little bit about the Iowa Wild. 3 games last week. They had a 2-game set with Chicago. Lost both those games 2-1. Of course, we had the big news about the special guest that they had in the building on Saturday, was being the Stanley Cup. Played the Moose. Well, by the time you're hearing this, it would be last night, but that would be tonight. Lost 3-2. Unfortunately, this team, they're not getting blown out of games. And it's been the same story all year long. They're not getting blown out of games. They're not giving up 6 and 7 goals.
Right.
But just can't score. Pop on offense. Great goal. We have decent goaltending, decent defense, but we just cannot score.
Right.
So we've got a couple of guys coming up on ATO this week. Chase Lang just came up on an ATO. Alex Piton, I believe is how he pronounces his name.
Zucker, wasn't he down here for a while?
Zucker was down here. He's now mainstay up there.
Yeah, mainstay. I mean, he hasn't been back, right?
No. There's a few guys up there. Eric Holla, same situation. He's got, I think, 15 goals so far this year already. Got a big one the other night. So we're producing talent for Minnesota. Unfortunately, they're not replenishing it. A couple of guys they just signed to their entry-level contracts. Mario Lucia, who was from North Dakota. He had 110 points in 151 games played. So he can produce. All right, Maddie's already giving me the peace sign. She's saying 2 minutes. I'm not sure.
It's all over the place.
They signed a defenseman, Nick Seeler from University of Minnesota, plus 21 in his last season. So blocked 91 shots in his last season.
I like that.
You'll love
That's
that.
a great stat.
Yep. Plus, minus, and shots blocked are the only thing I ever want to see a defenseman. I could care less how many pucks they put out of the net.
Yeah, no. So, well, they got goals. I'm back.
I'm working. I'm concerned about assists. Are the only thing I'm concerned about defensemen. Block shots plus minus. So he doesn't score a hell of a lot, but he's also a former Buck, by the way.
No way.
Yeah, 2011-12 played here.
Whole season.
Nick Seeler. So coming up Friday night, which is tomorrow night, is Tyler Grayovac bobblehead night. Hey,
grab your bob. We'll be in Kansas City. Des Moines Explosion.
I will be
first tournament.
I will be in the air on my way home.
Oh yeah, you're going up to.
Unfortunately, things being in the air, I really wanted to be there for that. Got to get a bobblehead. Coming up on the 4th, which is early next week, the play poker with the pros. So the Wild players are playing at Prairie Meadows. You can sign up for the poker tournament.
Yeah.
Goes over well. I know a few guys have really cleaned up house with that.
Yes.
A gentleman that we both know, I won't mention his name on the air, tends to clean up very well at this. So next week they got a Friday home and home against, what do we have? Friday we're home against the Moose, and then in Rockford Saturday. Only 4 more home games left.
Right.
Not including tomorrow night.
And the Bucks got 2?
Yeah, something like that.
2 games
Bucks,
left.
unfortunately, are done. But they had some heart in there, but just not enough to keep up. But we'll see what happens for next year. We're almost out of time, if you can believe it here or not. We are not rushing to the finish.
What do we got, Maddie? Come on, look at us. Tell me.
Oh, we got about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. That's enough
guys,
time for me.
Help us out. Anyone tells you this is not a hockey market, prove them wrong. Tell them listen to this show. We want your feedback. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Find us at the rinks.
Yeah.
This is the greatest sport on earth. We could talk all day about this. We're just about out of time.
Tell me more about my eyes.
Find us every Thursday, 1350, right here, 5 o'clock. We love you, Iowa. Keep your stick on the ice.